Welcome to the American Kingdom Mall. Today, we have an announcement, but wait, who are you? You can't be in here. Come on, I just need to speak a second. I need to speak a second. I just need to speak a second. Let me just speak a second. Let me speak a second. Just let me speak for a second. Okay, hello everyone, it's me, Enrique, aka the Starfishking, aka the DM of Pretend It's a Show. This episode is going to be very different. Due to some technical difficulties, we don't have Oscars, aka Shadow Flames, track for the episode that would have came out today. There's no way of recovering it, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of things different. Don't worry though, I have a plan to make the episode fantastic as the events in Eternity Pets are ramping up, and trust me when I say this episode has some major developments in it. So I want to make sure that this setback doesn't reduce the episode's strength or quality. Because of that, I will have to delay the episode that would have came out today by 2 weeks. There is good news. I don't want to leave you all with nothing this episode, so I came up with an idea. I wrote a canon short story for this season of Pretend It's a Show, The American Kingdom. That's the name of this season we're on, the whole campaign. It's called The American Kingdom. Or I'm thinking of calling it the American Kingdom or the American Kingdom Mall. It's one of the two. PAS TACM. The American. Do you count a T in the acronym? I don't know. TACM. The American Kingdom Mall. That's the arc we're in. Because of that, this episode will be shorter than normal. Unlike this announcement, which is the longest it has ever been. Speaking of, do you want to take over? Thank you. Finally. Right, let me get back into it. And welcome to the American Kingdom Mall. When you're here, you're royalty.
All right, let me set the scene. Let's go back in time, all the way back to the very first week the American Kingdom Mall has been transported to this multi-dimensional, magical sci-fi space. Chaos fills the mall as people's otherworldly abilities have awakened. Stores are barricaded by roots and leaves, while others begin to shine the opaque glow that reveal other worlds. The community within the food court isn't built. Both north and south outlets haven't gained their bearings, and our heroes Jojo and Shadowflame are months away from waking up. We drift through the halls of the mall, between people joining together to form an adventuring party, past the mall security, staring at the guy they heard say, "I want the frozen one," pointing at an icy, and the security mistook that as him saying the chosen one, and now they're brutally attacking him. We float through the carnage and go deeper within the mall until we enter a familiar store. Pets for Life. In this abandoned shop is Jojo incubating in his little leaf cocoon, morphing from human to cockatiel man. There is someone else. They are setting up the GoPro camera on a shelf pointing at the cages, each one with an animal inside. He plugs the charger into the wall outlet and connects it to the GoPro.
Hey dudes, it's like I called it. No one has freed the animals from the store. But fret not, my dudes. I will set these dudes free. And ladies. Both. Really. Or neither. I don't know what the animals want. They're going to get free.
Latch by latch, he swings the tiny cage doors open, letting out rabbits, snakes, and even an iguana free. A hamster hyperventilates in the corner of the store, wondering what it's going to do with his newfound freedom, and suddenly had the ability to choose what it wants. And a tarantula rides on a cat to freedom, forming their own little party that will have their own massive, amazing adventures that are probably going to be amazing. Imagine it, a cat going off. I'm imagining this cat is a mixture of a thief and an analytical general, and this spider itself is a strong warrior who's able to use its magical webbing into turning stuff. That would be so cool to see. But that's not what we're here for. A growl fills the room as the security guard stands at the store entrance.
Causing mayhem.
The guard can smell the fresh skid marks the man leaves as he is sprinting past him. The guard chases after. Sitting on the shelf is the GoPro still, pointing at the only unopened cage. The creature inside presses its face on the glass. Is that still recording? Speaking to the camera is a turtle. This is Thunderbolt. Diary of a Brave Turtle. There we go. I think this is good. I hope this is on. This is day 1 of Tim the Turtle's diary. It's actually been this is day 1. This is day 1 of Tim the... I hope this is on. What's up, everyone? This is day 1 of Tim the Turtle's journal, vlog, diary. Don't know what I'm going to call it yet. It's actually been a week, but, who's counting? Well, I am. But that doesn't matter. Things went crazy after being trapped here. Some guy let everyone out of their cages. Except for me. That's okay. That's okay. As I was in the corner, maybe he didn't see me. I have natural camouflage, so I'm able to blend into any surrounding. As a turtle, we're known for our hidden abilities. I guess next time I'll have to scream or something to be noticed. But don't you worry about me. I have been rationing the little water and food I have left, but I know I will get out of here before then. A turtle is able to withstand anything. Right, guys? He looks up to the other cages, waiting for a response. There wasn't. Thunderbolt was used to no one responding, but this silent sting lingered longer than before. Right! The only one. That's fine. That means I get to sing out aloud as long as I want. I don't have to worry about neighbors. There used to be this snake who would always spend his nights coiling round and round and round above me. Constantly coiling. We could hear it. It's not a loud noise. It's worse than loud. It's like that very soft noise that enters your ears like... And you're like, God, why can't I sleep? Even though the sound is so soft. But here we are. Oh, there is something cool left here. There's this big leafy cocoon there in this corner. I can hear rustling inside. I think it's a living cabbage. The turtle's prey. Once I get out of this cage, I'm going to go hunt that cabbage down and show it who's the apex in here. Welcome back. This is day 9 of Tristan Thunder's diary, journal vlog thing. I've had a great breakfast. I felt like I've been doing so much. I moved my dirty, lumps of pellets to the corner and cleaned my glass. Well, I spit on my paw and rubbed it on the window, but that's good. Gave it that good turtle wax shine. I hope. I can't really see through it, but it still works. I treated myself to a whole pellet of food instead of my usual 1/3. I know it's a risky move, but when you live my kind to life, risk becomes a familiar friend, one you learn to love and hate. Speaking of, all this talking means I get 2 whole drops of water from the water bowl. Whoa! Oh my God, I needed that. This is day 15 of Trevor's Thunder's diary. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse because of, I'm out of food and water. Things are getting tough. Sorry, I zoned out there for a bit. I did make progress. I did a whole thing. Hold for applause. Okay, good. It was waste management, and that's good! Because now I don't have to sit in a cage full of my own poop, smelling it and dealing with it. Oh my God, so much. I never noticed how much I did until this moment. Wow. I found this tiny hole in the back of my cage. It was barely enough to do anything with, but I used my teeth or my beak. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. I used it and I just made the hole slightly bigger and slightly bigger. I don't have the strength in me to really rip it apart and make it big enough for me to leave. And plus the hole is kind of standing over this small little hole in the shelf. And the hole under that is not big enough for me to squeeze through, but it is big enough for me to make my own latrine. That's right. Thunderbolt will squat over there and let it fall on the back of the shelves. like to my neighbors down below. But it's okay, because I don't have any neighbors, and you can't upset anyone if no one else is around. You see, you can't be a disappointment if there's no one left to disappoint, except yourself. But we don't talk about that. Now, I need to figure out what to do with my food and water situation. Don't worry though, I am nothing but resourceful. I've had to go at it all by myself since I was hatched. Ever since then, I had to. At that moment, two people walked into the pet store. Oh my God, please! Hello, I need your help! The two men are both dressed in a silver jacket with a blue upside down smiley face sewed in onto the sleeves. This is their party's uniform. I don't know if you can call two people a party, but that's what they do. All right, grab what you can. We don't want to waste any time. Gotcha. They begin to ransack the place. Thunderbolt continues to yell, but they don't hear him. The shorter of the two spots the camera. Do we need a GoPro? No, just focus on getting food. Either way, it's probably dead, like everything else on this mall. The shorter man finally notices Thunderbolt in his cage. Hey, there's a turtle in this cage. I wonder if it's alive. You, turtle! Turtle! Thunderbolt notices the man, and for a second, he can feel it. Hope. All this man had to do is open the top of the cage and place him on the ground. He doesn't even expect them to help him after that. Thunderbolt knows all he has to do is be set free. Once I am, I'll make my own way out of this mall. I've been seeing people come around with these like weird magic powers or something. Maybe I have my own, who knows? The world is my oyster. The shorter man grips the cage in his hand, lifts it up, looks at Thunderbolt, and begins to shake the cage violently. Thunderbolt is sent flying around his home, his shell slamming onto the glass. A memory flashes in Thunderbolt's mind of an old gecko, Carton. That was his cage neighbor when he first joined the store. He always talked about how this is the store that will be the one where he will get adopted, and no way would they not adopt a gecko and a turtle together. That just makes perfect sense. And they dreamed about their future home together, just living their best life. He was one of the only ones that ever talked to Thunderbolt. Then he remembers the sausage fingers of a teenager grabbing the cage and shaking it furiously, trying to find the gecko, checking to see where Carton is. Well, he found him, but his body was no longer moving. The kid just placed the cage down and left him there, right next to Thunderbolt. Luckily, the worker George noticed it right away and was able to take the body out before Thunderbolt could stare at it too long. Oh, it's alive! Zach, this turtle's alive! Maybe we can cook it for food? Thunderbolt's head is still reeling from the shakeup, but the man's words ring in his head. Food? Cook him? Please don't eat me. We can't eat it. The corners of Thunderbolt's mouth start to rise. Well, did that man hear him? Did he understand? Maybe if he shouts loud, he'll hear him and maybe he'll let him out. It's been sitting in its own feces for weeks now. It's probably full of diseases and, yeah, probably not worth cooking at all. Thunderbolt is silent. The shorter of the men places the cage down and turns away. What about the dude in the cocoon? Leave him. We don't know how those cocoons work at all, and we don't need another mouth to feed, so let's just get out of here. The man opens a bag of food pellets and shovels in a handful in his mouth. It takes about 2 chews for the dude to realize this isn't food for people to eat and then just spits it out. He takes a bottle of water out and like drinks some of it and gargles it and spits it out, and the dude's not the brightest, and trust me, the other dude noticed it and just went, oh my god, that's not edible. Let's just go. Leave that food pellets. We already got what we need. Let's hit up the next shop. The men leave with their arms full of supplies. Thunderbolt is left alone again, the man's word echoing in his head, letting himself sink deeper and deeper into his own thoughts. When he looks up to see the man has left his bottle of water and the food pellets on top of Thunderbolt's cage. The cap isn't fully tightened as a drip of water falls down from the side of the bottle and on top of the cage. Thunderbolt formulates a plan. If he can open the lid of the cage just a crack and somehow knock over the water in the bag of food that's already opened, there's a chance, no matter how small, that they can fall in. Thunderbolt hops onto his plastic log and tries to stand on his hind legs, barely able to keep balance, stretching his knees, his neck as far as he could. He extends, and he's close to the lid and he falls to the ground. He lays there for a second to think. He remembers the man's face when he put him down. There wasn't sadness, anger, or even pity. It was like he was putting a hammer back on the shelf on Home Depot. The man felt nothing doing it. Thunderbolt got back on the log and stretched as far as he could. His mouth just slightly almost to the lid, getting closer. The tip of the beak hits the handle on the sliding door, and then with all the force of him falling down the log, the door opens. Just a few inches, maybe 2, maybe 3. Not enough for him to escape, even though he couldn't reach it, but just enough for anything to fall through. Next, it's time to knock the bottle and the bag over. There is only one way Thunderbolt can think of. He takes a few steps back, looks at the glass, and at top turtle speed, charges the glass and slams into it with his body. He continues to slam over and over and over. The bottle and the bag shake, but don't fall. He continues as his body aches. His stomach roars as his mouth. He continues as his body writhes in pain. His stomach roars and his mouth aches for another drink. He continues, and then both the bottle and bag tilt over the lid of the cage. A drop of water hits Thunderbolt's extended tongue as pellets rain down over Thunderbolt's body. He goes to the corner and drags the water bowl and places it just over the slow drip. He organizes his mountain of food and waits for the bottle to drip, drip, just enough for him to get a drink. This is day 24, I think, of Tyler Thunder's journal. I don't really know anymore. It's been a lot. The food bag emptied enough that it's no longer going to drop anything, no matter how many times I slam into the glass. And the water in the bottle is all gone. In a few days, I will be out of food and water, and then let's not focus on that. Let's focus on some happier stuff. I was able to make it this long all on my own. You see, I don't need anyone. You see, I have this. I'm a turtle. We're known for our hard backs. I can't carry a team. I can definitely carry myself up. I got this. Thunderbolt's stomach rumbles as he is rationing the last of his food. Then, he hears a noise. Someone's walking in. At top speed, Thunderbolt hides in the log, away from view. His head starts to ring as he remembers the feeling of his body slamming onto the glass as his whole world was shaking around him. The last visage of Carton and his body breaking in the glass at top speed. So this is where you're hiding. The time for you to wake up is far from now, and I mean far. A woman's voice draws Thunderbolt out of hiding as he peeks his head to see who's talking. He finds a woman standing in front of the cocoon. She is dressed in a tattered white robe that cuts off at the waist. Her jeans are loose-fitting, and her running sneakers are dirty. Thunderbolt stays hidden, letting fear grip his mind. He turns to the GoPro. Someone has entered the shop.
Wait, who's there?
She is speaking aloud to someone. You, like a lunatic. You, I'm talking to you. The woman turns, revealing that she has a blue blindfold over her eyes and forehead. She scans the room as if she can see through the cloth. Then, her head stops as soon as it faces Thunderbolt's cage. She runs towards the cage. Please don't shake me! She stops right in front of the glass. I wouldn't dream of it. You can understand me? Yeah, I know, it's weird. I can barely understand it myself. Every word I say? Yeah, I understood that. The fact that I'm able to respond to that should be sign enough that we're good here. Okay. Well, then why are you covering your eyes? Wow, just full on interrogating me. All right. Easy. I don't need my eyes to see them all. I can see through the roots, the energy in the air. I'm pretty sure it's one of the reasons why I can understand you. I can see what's in front of me, behind, left, right, up, down, all directions. I can even see beyond time itself. Beyond time? What? What? Wait, like you can see the future. Yes, I can see the future. Yes. Sorry. You'd be shocked how many times I already got that question. It's only been like barely a month here, and people have been asking me that all the time. And even though the other day I saw a man vomit a golem and then use that golem to fight in battles, and I saw this tarantula and this cat just going on a wild adventure. Like the tarantula saved like a whole building, and this cat then robbed everyone in that building while they saved him. It was very weird. It's a very weird and interesting dynamic that one day I hope I get to see. Right, yeah, me too. Still, that's an amazing power. But to be honest, I'm just glad I can talk to you. That's a new trick I picked up. I don't know how my powers work 100%. Like, my visions come in waves. It does this thing where it shuts my brain off, where I can only see the future and everything else I don't feel or see or anything. It's very weird. Thunderbolt takes a second to collect himself. Okay, please take me with you. Out of this cage and store, I would like to leave. She gives him a soft, gentle smile as she reaches for the top of the lid. Of course, let me just grab the She stops, her hand hovering over the lid. You okay? You kind of stop. It just did the thing. What did? My brain. It just did the thing. I saw the future and I can't let you out. What? No, you have to. I can't. If I do, it will alter the very path we are on, and time will splinter down unknown roads. Why? What's so important that I have to be left here? The woman bites her lip, almost blurting out why, but she doesn't. I can't tell you. Doing so will affect the decisions and can change the course of time. I'm sorry. Time cannot be changed. Except maybe like one time. No, wait. 2 times. No, I'm seeing maybe 5? What's going on? It's confusing, but for everything to work out in the best possible way, no time can be altered except 1 to 5 times. Maybe. Definitely not by us, by 2 other people. They're allowed to mess with time. Apparently. Oh, that's so convenient. You mean these random people get to mess with time and do whatever they want? Everyone gets a shot. But little Theodore, your name is Theodore? It doesn't matter. You know I try. I try real hard to look at the bright side of things. Always kept talking. Always push myself even though I'm so tired. My chest hurts. My body aches. I am filthy. But here I am, chugging along. It's all those reasons too people ignore me. No other pet or person has ever talked to me. The one person who did, I didn't even get to speak to them for long. Do you know how much effort it takes just for me to say the next sentence? How much work it is just to figure out what I want to say? People think they hear my brain chugging along, speaking, thinking that it's low effort, so easy to come up with stuff, but it's not. It's a lot. The woman is silent, unsure what she can say. If you can't let me out, can you at least fill my water bowl? The woman looks at the state of Thunderbolt's cage. The empty bowls, the smeared glass filled with filth, the hole that he's been using to believe himself. Just filthy. I will need a day to prepare the necessary spells. If you don't ask me anything about the future, I can stay for a day. Maybe we could talk if you want. If you want. Okay, what's today's name? Go with Tim. All right. This is Tim Thunder's journal entry vlog. Is it a vlog? It's whatever. Technically it's a vlog, but it's also I use it as a diary. That's kind of what a vlog is. Yeah, so just go with vlog, I guess. All right. This is Tim Thunder's vlog entry. This is I think I like journal better. Yeah, let's just go with that. It's kind of like all-encompassing word. All right, this is Tim's Thunder's journal. Day 31. Perfect. The GoPro isn't on the shelf anymore or plugged in. During the woman's extended stay, she enacted a few spells. She couldn't let Thunderbolt out of the cage, but she can help with the quality of life he has. There's a spell connected to the running faucet in the back that will always stay on. It transfers the water from the tap to Thunderbolt's bowl. She collected all the bags of food pellets in the store into one area in the back, and they will retain their freshness and transfer to the bowl inside Thunderbolt's cage whenever he's ready to eat. She assures Thunderbolt that it will last for months even if he eats multiple bowls a day, which she hints is plenty of time, but doesn't say anything more. Every few hours, the cage will magically reset and return to a clean state so that he can do whatever he wants, mess it up, use the bathroom, do whatever, and boop, it'll be back clean, brand new, perfect. All these spells are connected to the cage and are restricted to it. The last spell is on the GoPro. Now, it is this floating orb that has infinite memory and battery while staying invisible and intangible. A floating ghost eye, if you would, that gives Thunderbolt someone to talk to for a while. Thunderbolt presses his face against the glass. Today, my good friend Freda will be leaving, but it's okay. I know we'll meet again. I cannot confirm or deny that. Do you have to leave? I do. Will I see you again? I can't answer that. Thank you for talking to me. Anytime. Remember to keep talking to others. Yell at anyone you see enter the store. You don't know who can hear you. Remember, thunder is always loud. The woman leaves, leaving Thunderbolt in better conditions than before. He looks at the leaf cocoon in the store. I will get you one day, my prey. Thank you for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, that was the first month of Thunderbolt inside Pets for Life, and that's what he went through. And now you know a little bit more of him, a little bit more of his experience. Like I said, in 2 weeks from now, the new episode will drop, and it's going to be the continuation of our mainstay continuity. Like I said, it's going to be a different episode than normal because the reason it's going to take long is I'm going to have to do a lot of the dangling to get some stuff done. But don't worry, after that, it will be continuous smooth sailing, and you're going to get that good big moment in Eternity Pets. But what is that moment? You will never know until next time. Like always, I'm Enrique Rosado, aka the Starfishking, aka the DM of this podcast. Even though they were not in this episode, I do want to give a shout out to Luis Rosado, aka George Johnson, aka Jojo, and Oscar Fernandez, aka Shadowflame, and aka Steven Stevenson. He's also on Oscar Farts. That's Oscar F Arts with a Z on Instagram if you want to catch his work. Thank you as always for listening, and I had an amazing time. And if you like this, trust me when I say go check out my webcomic called Cat Trails. You can catch it on Web2 Canvas and Tapas. It follows a manic druid and a tech genius named Ben going down, guess what? The Cat Trails. Think of a mixture of Owl House mixed with One Piece, mixed with Ranking of Kings and Over the Garden Wall. It's this weird fantasy sci-fi adventure series that I do over there, and it's crazy wild. Don't forget to check out my web novel Shore, as well as Accepting Work. I'm starting to release stuff there, testing it out, seeing how I feel about it, but don't forget to check it out. Thank you for listening. I hope you all had a great day. I hope you guys are having a great time. Thank you for your continued patience. It means the world, trust me. And drink some water, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you.